Mike Tyson was sexually abused and bullied. People will only remember P. Diddy and Drake when we talk about that kind of stuff. However, people might not know about the story of Mike Tyson being molested, but of course, not by them. When Tyson was just 7 years old, he was abducted and sexually abused by an older man. This traumatic incident happened on a New York street, where the man grabbed him and took him away to an empty building. Luckily, Lil Tyson managed to escape and never saw the man again. However, he didn't report the incident to the police, choosing to keep this bad experience to himself. Not just that. Growing up in the harsh neighborhood of Brooklyn, Mike Tyson faced relentless bullying due to his lisp and high-pitched voice. Kids would pick on him, steal his lunch money, and even beat him up. But since he was a good kid, he decided to stay away from those bad bullies and rather spend some time with pigeons. But everything changed. The bully knew about this and killed one of his beloved pigeons. This enraged Tyson so much that he fought back and won. Since that day, he became ruthless and violent in the neighborhood. Well, I guess this is what people meant with "a villain was not born, they were made." Convicted of rape. In 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted for sexually assaulting Desiree Washington, an 18-year-old Miss Black America contestant. The incident occurred in an Indianapolis hotel room. Tyson maintained that the encounter was consensual, but the jury found him guilty. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, but served for 3 years before being released on parole in 1995. Talking about the impact. Financially, he lost millions in fight purses and endorsements while in prison. His public image and popularity took a significant hit, tarnishing his reputation as one of the most famous athletes in the world. Personally, his marriages crumbled, and his family life deteriorated during his incarceration. However, there is something interesting about this. Public figures were defending Mike Tyson. One of it was young Donald Trump, who believed this was a setup. Just in case you're curious, here's a video for you.
Mike Tyson was greeted at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it. I think it's wrong. I think
but due process of law prevailed. So
I think
you
he had
came
one of the worst defense lawyers I've ever seen. This was the worst defense. I mean, their defense essentially was that anybody that goes out with Mike Tyson knows she's going to be raped, and therefore Mike Tyson... This is his defense. I think it was a horrible job they did in defending him.
Everything you say may be true, but still in all, you can't come in and say, okay, let's put the decision of the court aside. Here, I have a plan.
I never said that. I
think that was the impression people had of that.
What I said really is that Mike Tyson should fight. Mike Tyson should supply millions and millions and millions of dollars to rape victims, and I think that's a hell of a lot better than him sitting in a jailhouse for 6 years. Now, let him do some time, let him do some this, but this man could supply $30 million just from one fight. And that solves a lot more problems than keeping him locked up in solitary confinement doing nothing. I think that Mike Tyson had a horrible defense. I think
but again, what you're saying is that celebrities maybe should be treated differently than lay people.
And I say Mike should serve some time and everything else. But to keep a man, here's a woman that was dancing at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning dancing.
We don't need to get into this. We don't need to get into this.
But that's an important thing.
Hey, don't get me hot, okay? You know I'm only kidding.
I know.
Bites someone's ears off. Tyson not only has a strong neck, but also a strong bite. And this was proven during the rematch between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield in 1997. During the third round of the rematch, Tyson bit Holyfield's ear not once, but twice. The first bite took a chunk out of Holyfield's right ear, which Tyson then spat onto the canvas. The fight was temporarily halted, but resumed after Holyfield was deemed fit to continue. However, Tyson bit Holyfield's other ear shortly after, leading to his disqualification and the end of the fight. Tyson later explained that he bit Holyfield out of frustration, claiming that Holyfield had been headbutting him throughout the match. Tyson felt that the referee was not addressing these headbutts, which led to his extreme reaction. The incident resulted in Tyson being fined $3 million and having his boxing license temporarily revoked. Oh yeah, since this event is very iconic and chaotic, let's see the video.
Here's Evander coming in, and the head just winds up slamming into Mike's eye. And another look at it, Evander just kind of dives. There it is, right there. Puts his head down and comes straight in and hits Mike right in the corner of his right eye.
Okay, it's not. A couple deep breaths. I'm sorry.
In the first fight.
What happened here?
He got bit, I think.
Evander Holyfield, look out, he's pushed right here. Above us, a dirty Mike Tyson.
I can't believe.
Well, first he had a parachute drop on him, now he had a heavyweight.
When did we get that on tape?
Biting Holyfield in the right ear. More fighting in the ring after the end of the fight. Tyson's trying to get at Holyfield again, I believe. It is.
Here, and they're still fighting in there.
It's a fiasco in the ring. People are back.
This is the most unbelievable.
Resorting to biting tactics, and he still wants more as he's being held back by Richie Giacchetti. Bedlam above us.
I told him, I said, one more time like that, it's it. You're gone.
Tyson got Tupac killed. Actually, Mike Tyson didn't kill his best friend, Tupac Shakur. However, there is a connection between the two on the night of Tupac's murder. On September 7th, 1996, Mike Tyson invited Tupac to watch him fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. After the fight, Tupac went to a nightclub. But while Tupac was on his way to a nightclub, his car was ambushed in a drive-by shooting. Tupac was shot multiple times and succumbed to his injuries 6 days later. Mike Tyson has expressed feelings of guilt over Tupac's death, believing that if he hadn't invited Tupac to the fight, the rapper might still be alive. Almost beats up Michael Jordan. GOAT can be friends with another GOAT, but if the GOAT is Mike Tyson, then it's a different story. In 1998, Mike Tyson was at a restaurant in Chicago celebrating a friend's birthday, when all of a sudden he looked across the room and sees the one dude that he hated so much, the man who used to date his ex-wife, Michael Jordan. So Tyson got up, walked over to Jordan with an intention of beating him up. But fortunately, Tyson didn't make the GOAT of NBA look like a sheep because Tyson's team diffused the situation before he could punch Jordan. So in the end, no one got hurt. Beats up a gang leader. Okay, so there's a guy named Mitch "Blood" Green. He is a real gang leader and also a tough professional boxer. This guy also said that he's going to knock Tyson out. And in 1986, Tyson fought Mitch Green in a professional bout at Madison Square Garden. Tyson won the match, but through unanimous decision. Since this Green guy is a real gangsta, of course he wasn't satisfied because the battle ain't bloody enough. So in 1988, this Green guy confronted Tyson outside a clothing store in Harlem. The street fight left both men wounded, even Tyson's hand was injured. But not because of losing, it's because Tyson landed a hard punch that broke Green's eye socket. I guess he got to change his name from Mitch "Blood" Green to Mitch "Bleeding Red." Tyson got beaten up and retired. Mike Tyson was a monster due to his 50 victories with 44 knockouts. But in 2005, it was the first time Tyson struggled both physically and mentally, and it showed in the ring. McBride, a relatively unknown fighter, managed to outlast Tyson, who eventually quit on his stool before the 7th round began. Tyson later admitted that his heart wasn't in it anymore, and that he was fighting just to pay off his debts. So yeah, the crowd was stunned and disappointed to hear that the baddest man on the planet said such a thing. By the way, since this is one of the saddest moments in boxing history, let's take a look at the video.
15 seconds left in the 6th round.
And if McBride actually wins this round, it would be a 10-7 round.
It's not a knockdown. McBride just pushing Tyson down. And he's having difficulty getting up.
He wants Joe Cortez to help him.
He can barely make it to his feet at the bell.
Come on, 10 in.
It's over, Al. It's over. Kevin McBride is the winner. Mike Tyson quits on his stool.
Mike, first let's start with you. Did you want to continue?
Well, I would like to continue, but I saw that I was getting beat on. I realized I don't think I have it anymore because I got the ability to stay in shape, but I don't got the fighting guts, I don't think, anymore.
When did you recognize that? At what part of the fight?
I don't know. Early into the fight. I'm just sorry I let everybody down. I mean, I just don't have this in my heart anymore.
Did you feel as though you had it coming into the fight?
No, I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my appearance. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah, that's most likely. I'm not going to fight again.
Arrested 40 times. We all know that Mike Tyson was arrested due to the sheer number of problems in his life. In fact, he already been incarcerated 40 times. By the age of 12, he had been arrested for various offenses, including burglary, pickpocketing, street fighting, possession of illegal substances, etc. Things get worse since he has no father at such a young age, so he has no guidance. Therefore, he was sent to Tryon School for Boys, which is a center for juvenile delinquents in New York, where a counselor introduced him to a boxing trainer, Cus D'Amato. But it doesn't end here. Even in 2003, Mike Tyson got into trouble again and was arrested for assault and disorderly conduct after a brawl outside a Brooklyn hotel. The incident involved Tyson getting into a confrontation with a man who allegedly harassed him and his wife. Tyson was charged and spent a brief period in jail before being released on bail. Neck surgery. When I say neck surgery, I didn't mean that Tyson did it to get his neck sturdy like that. He earned it through a hard training. He performed extreme exercises like neck bridges and shrugs with a 30-kilogram barbell to build a strong neck, which helped reduce the chances of getting knocked out during a fight. But this highly intensive training is the exact reason on why he did a neck surgery in 2012. It was to address an old spinal injury that had been causing him significant pain. The procedure involved inserting titanium pins to support his neck. After the surgery, even Tyson had to wear a neck brace for a few weeks to ensure everything healed properly. Became a Muslim. Mike Tyson's conversion to Islam was a significant turning point in his life. During his time in prison in 1992, Tyson started to read the Quran and Islamic literature, providing a new perspective and personal growth for him. When he got out from the jail in 1995, he wore this Islamic prayer hat called kufi, and he also adopted a new name for himself, Malik Abdulaziz. But all of this doesn't just happen out of nowhere. One of the things that caused him to embrace Islam was his connection with the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. Ali, who also converted to Islam, was a major influence on Tyson's life and career. Tyson admired Ali not just for his boxing prowess, but also for his commitment to his faith and his stand on social issues. Though I gotta say, Tyson is not very pious like Muhammad Ali. If you think this video is useful, don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.